What's up, YouTube?
It's for Solo Podcast.
And we back with another video today.
Hey, I show love in the last video, so make sure y'all subscribe, comment, and like and share this to all your family and friends, man. For Solo on top soon, baby.
If you haven't tuned in to the last video, man, go check that out, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all keep running that up. Make sure y'all keep liking, subscribing. Make sure y'all pay attention to the shorts too. We also dropped the shorts, so we brought some knowledge into you on that also.
Hey, For Solo Fridays every Friday, man. Y'all stay in, man. Good.
Stay blessed.
So at the end of every video, we ask for y'all to comment in the comment section, answer some questions about the video that we can answer in the next video. So, D, what's that special question that we have for this video?
Today's question is, what would the adult you tell the 14-year-old you from a school life and sports perspective?
I think that's a great question. At 14 years old, think about where I am now. I'm 19, so I'm going to keep maturing. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep learning things. I'm going to keep knowledge keep continuing to come throughout everyday process. And what I would tell myself is just really take it one day at a time. Be slow with everything that you're doing. Don't rush through life. I mean, because once you learn this, something else going to be behind it. You learn something new every day, and I know everybody hear that a lot, in which that is true. You learn something new every day. So I would tell myself from a school's perspective, like every day I go in this class, I'm finna learn this. What's this topic about? Oh, why did they do this? Why did they have this? What's the reason behind this? I just want to stay engaged in what I'm doing. And from a sports perspective, I say, like I just said, take it one day at a time, go slow with everything, be paceful, be mindful of everything that can happen, watch out for injuries, take care of my body. Like, that's really the big thing about the sports, as long as you take care of your body. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing sports and you're doing sports for a 4-year process, the main goal is getting a degree at the end of the day. But if something happens, if it goes, NFL, NBA, that's what you do.
I'm 18 years old right now, and what I tell my 14-year-old self is, I'm going to keep it short and simple. I got 3 things. One being taking your time. Whatever you do, you have to take your time. 2, take everything serious, because time waits for nobody. And to that 14-year-old out there that may be 14, watching this, what I tell my 14-year-old self is ask questions. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to get told no. Don't worry about other people, judging you or thinking, they'll laugh at you or something like that. Ask those questions, because I promise in the long run, it's going to help you. If nobody else asking questions, being curious, ask those questions, man.
Yeah, that's the main thing too. I think I tell myself, just stay curious. The type of person I am, I'm a curious person. I like to ask questions. So yeah, just keep asking questions, keep learning for sure. Yeah, just stay curious. Like, that's the main thing with me.
I think I'll tell myself, don't let other people's opinions dictate what you think about yourself. Like, just find out your identity for yourself. It's okay to be an outcast. It's okay to be different from everybody else. As long as you got the same grind, you got the same grind, same mindset, and you know you want to do with your life. Don't be scared to act the way you want to act. So that's what I'll just tell myself.
Man, a lot of people, they look at 9-to-5 jobs, and then, you get a lot of feedback, and people don't like 9-to-5 jobs. Now the stereotype on social media and stuff is like 9-to-5 jobs, and how 9-to-5 jobs not good, and how you cannot become successful working a 9-to-5 job. So how do y'all feel about 9-to-5 jobs and stuff like that?
I feel like 9-to-5 jobs is a grind. I mean, at the same time, you're not your own boss, so you really can't get tired when you want to. You really can't be like, oh, I'm finna go take a break. You got to do it on their time, and that's what people really don't understand. But also, it's great things. It's pros about 9-to-5 jobs. 9-to-5 jobs can lead you to great things. Also, with like working 2 of them, which I do for a time now. But I work a full time, and sometimes I work a part time. But it's all about time management in between those. What you gonna do on your days off? What you gonna do when you're bored, or what you gonna do while you're at work? It's like you got to make that time meaningful. I'm gonna say that, and you could come up off 9-to-5 jobs. If nobody ever told you 9-to-5 jobs, when them checks add up, if you're getting paid bi-weekly or you getting paid weekly, them checks are gonna add up, and you gonna be at a way better place that you're at now. Just think about it.
Me personally, I feel like there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job. Just like he said, what you make out of it. Like, think about, you can work a 9-to-5 job, and that money you make, you can invest into something, and then you can start your own business or something. So there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job.
Thanks.
I feel like a 9-to-5. I don't know. It's about what you make it. Cause I work 2 jobs also. Like, on top of playing football, it's about what you make it. I feel like 9-to-5 jobs, it opens your eyes to like the real life experience. Like, what if I didn't play football? This is how I'd be living on a daily basis. It also teaches you like characteristics, how to be a people person, how to have better social skills, how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Customer service, things like that. So I feel like a 9 to 5 is really what you make it. It's not like I said earlier. You can't base your opinion of yourself off of what other people think about you. So that's how I
Be you
feel.
for you.
I feel like, man, 9 to 5s, nothing's wrong with it, bro. Like, nothing wrong with it. Don't let social media, don't let people, influence you to, do something to make you feel different about what you're doing. People can always judge you, man. That's just life. That 9 to 5, I don't care if you out there and you working at McDonald's and you starting off making $9. Whatever job, that's what anything you doing, like put your all into it, you can work your way up. How you working now, your 9 to 5, you might be a regular worker. You could work your way up to a manager. It's all about the work that you put in into it. Working a 9 to 5, like Mill say, it's gonna add up. You still go get the girls, you still could get rich, you still can make a living, you still could, handle business. So nothing is wrong with a 9 to 5. Don't let other people, influence you to make the 9 to 5, seem bad. I was always told, don't leave your home for a hotel. Don't listen to what other people saying. If you got a for sure job, stick at it, man. Don't leave your for sure job for something that's temporary. Nothing wrong with investing in your own business. This right here is our business. This our platform. But work that for sure. Work that for sure until you know that that temporary is a for sure. Don't just go and leave your for sure for something that's temporary and now you have, nothing.
Facts. And we not telling you, Jimmy, right now. We're not telling you. We're not telling you go get that Gucci bag and go get that Gucci bag for your girl and your car got a check engine light on it. We're not telling you. We're not telling you that. And what we telling you is we telling you that handle what you got right now so you can invest it into something bigger later.
Right. Prioritize the right things. Like,
Facts.
gotta have your priorities right with anything you want to do in life. Like that'll separate you from most people. That'll set the greats from just that being average. Like just prioritize the right things.
It's a risk with anything that you're doing. And I feel like being your own boss is a big risk. Like that's one thing about it. With a 9 to 5, you know for sure if I clock in at 9 and I leave at 5 and I do that all during the week, I'm gonna get that paycheck. Being your own boss, you can control it. You can promote, you can do whatever you go do. That don't mean nobody go support you. So you gotta take that in mind. But still don't get discouraged along the way. So you gotta think about that. That 9 to 5 is for sure. No matter what, being your own boss, you gotta handle everything on your own. And you never know when you go receive income over it. So everybody out there that got a 9 to 5, stick with it. Stick with your for sure until your temporary becomes a for sure.
Right. And just like with that, like ask yourself, is you ready to be a boss? Like, is you ready to take on those challenges that come with being a boss?
So let me ask y'all this: what y'all feel about how y'all feel about people that take that risk of being a boss? Like, what would you tell somebody that want to take that risk? They feel like they work their 9 to 5 long enough. They feel like they put enough hours and they ready to take that extra step, like we did as a podcast.
Well, it all depends on the investment. If you didn't worked overtime and you didn't did all what you had to do and you've been saving up your money, it all depends on what's the first thing you finna invest into. If you know you're ready for it, take on the challenges. You know that you got the decision, you got the yes or no at the end of the day. You make your own decision in your own life. But some people regret those decisions, and all we tell you is don't regret that. Don't regret that. If you go do something, do it 100%.
You can't rush the process. So you'll know when it's time. Like you gotta just be patient. If you know like you didn't put in the work, made the sacrifices, and you know it's time you to get what you gotta get going, then that's when you know, to start your business up, be your boss.
I feel like, man, you gotta start somewhere, bro. Like, don't think too big, don't think too small. Always think big and set the bar high. That's something you gotta do. Like, I feel like I said, you gotta start somewhere. Like us with a podcast, we say every day, we like, man, we want to be bigger, where we see ourselves, stuff like that. But sometimes you can't control that, but you can't be afraid to start. Like when we started this, we had all type of questions and we always tell each other, man, let's just get into it. Whatever go happen, leave it in God's hands. Control what you control at the end of the day. That's all you can do. As long as you put in the work, control what you can control, you can control the outcome.
Facts. And starting from the ground up, meaning like starting from zero. When you start from zero, you're going back up to 100. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, especially if it's something that you really want to do in life.
Facts.
If you want to do hair, or if you want to sell cars, or if you want to sell houses, start from zero. You are going to start from zero, and don't be afraid. Once you reach the 100 to that decision making, like, oh, I got this to do, I got this to do, I got this to do. You put yourself in that predicament, so now you have to handle those things. You have to be that boss. You have to be that grown up person to accept those challenges.
And once you're there, don't get complacent.
Facts. Trust the
Don't
process, man. Trust the process. Don't
stay
take no
humble.
shortcuts at all. When you look back and see all the work that you put in, it's gonna be worth it. A man told me when I was in my job the other day, he said, man, I just look at you, and he said, I was in your shoes one day. He said, everything you're going through right now, he said, in the end, it's gonna pay off and it's gonna be worth it. He said, don't compare yourself to nobody else's life, seeing what they doing, because you don't know what it took for them to get there. Trust your own process and work your own course, and in the end, you know, you're gonna get what you've been working for the whole time.
I feel like you also like take risks as a boss, not like I guess I can speak from an athlete standpoint, just not like a job, but like I feel like you putting in the extra work, you know, like Mel always say putting in that 1% every day, even the days you don't feel like going to work out, even the days I used to dread going to practice. I feel like me putting in that 1% eventually is gonna pay off, and hopefully this upcoming season I'll be able to show my talents and showcase all the stuff I put in behind the scenes. So I feel like for all the athletes out there, like Mel always say, man, just put that 1% in, trust in yourself, don't cheat the process also. And you basically just treat your job, treat your sport like a 9 to 5. Like have that mentality, because if you wouldn't play in a sport, you'd be working a 9 to 5. So you should be grateful for what you do, because not everybody get the opportunity to do what we do as college athletes.
Facts.
That's real.
That's how I feel about it.
Everybody that's out there, man, turn it up a notch. You got to. You got to turn it up a notch. Nobody go see the behind the scenes work. Like I tell them that every day. They not go see you promoting yourself, the hard work you put in. All they go see is the good parts about it. Nobody see what's going on in your personal life and the work that it take for you to get to the top. So don't get, complacent or nothing like that. Just work your course and, follow through.
Speaking on that, John, I feel like also you said people don't never see like the behind the scenes part. I feel like that's another problem like we talked about in the last episode with social media. I feel like a lot of people see what people going and what they're doing, but they just don't know they work that 9 to 5.
Facts.
Like they people out here, people like Drake said in that song. I know one girl that go home. He said take a vacation, take pictures, just to post for everybody back at home. But she living bad, bro. She don't even got like. Don't compare yourself to other people, dog. Be who you gonna be, man. Just keep your head down and keep working. That's all I can say about that too.
Facts. Keep chopping, keep pushing, keep grinding. I'm telling you, this coming from us, 4 young, black men started our own platform, investing in everything till we still working, still trying to advance. This coming from us. Stay down till you come up. Like we still receiving love, subscribers. People hit us. We still going out and promote. So just trust the process. You may not be where you want to be right now, but keep on working, and in the end, you're going to look back and be like, man, it was all worth it.
Real. I hope one day we can be able to get to do that and say the same.
We will, bro. I'm telling you.
So we talked about the responsibilities and things that come with being a boss. So I want to ask y'all how y'all feel about prejudging in today's society.
In today's society, I feel like prejudging is a big thing, especially by me being like a large individual. I feel like when I first got to college, by me going to a PWI, I was prejudged, not for anything bad, but just, just being that big football player, which I don't have a problem with, but I feel like I want to be more than a football player. I want to be like a person that gets back in the community, a person that's active on campus, a person that's, a friendly dude. Like you can come up to me for anything. So I feel like prejudging is a big thing, good or bad, but it comes with a lot of responsibility nowadays too.
Prejudgment can lead to a lot of hatred nowadays, because nowadays people use prejudgment as a bad thing, and now it's leading to a lot of consequences. And now it's like when you prejudge a person, people prejudge them off like the shoes, the hairstyle, the skin color, what they wearing. Like prejudgment is not what people think it is nowadays. It used to be with segregation and people having 2 different skin colors, and now it's getting used to more mental errors. Now it's people starting to think of prejudgment as, oh, I don't like him because he got this, he got that. Oh, I don't mess with him because he got this, he got that. But when you look at that person is pure. His personality is 100%. He's giving everything he got, his effort there. I mean, people starting to use it as bad now, and I really don't like it.
I just feel like in today's society, never judge a book by its cover. Like, let's just say one of us go in the store with a hood and sweats on. We might, the cashier, he might like get out or something, or, just tell us something crazy. But the whole time we just trying to buy the store or like just invest it to something that's in the store. So I feel like prejudging is just overused. And another thing, like Miles said with PWI, like I feel like with my choice of schools, like a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't go to LSU because it's a PWI and things like that. So I'm like, wow, you can really give me a reason. You just saying it because what you see how other people turned out. Like, no, you can't, you prejudging it. Like, it's just overused.
I feel like prejudging in today's society, like, it's very bad. Don't judge a book by its cover. Like, that's something that's so deep. Like, somebody may see us because the way we wear our hair, the tattoos, the type clothing we wear, and stuff like that. You go into a store, you can't even freely shop anymore without somebody trying to look over your shoulders, or you taking your time on your own discretion, trying to shop or look for some things like that without somebody pressuring you and asking you, "Oh, you gonna buy this? How long you taking? You've been taking too long," and stuff like that. So I feel like that's something that's it's very important, but I feel like it's hard not to do because everybody like prejudge somebody. That's the same way if you're going on a job interview or anything like that. You gonna have your perception of that person before you even get to know them. And sometimes, it may be totally different than what you thought it was. So I feel like you should get to know that person first before, you prejudge them. And another thing is like in today's society, as young black men, we have to be accountable for real. I feel like for one, we do get prejudged, but I feel like sometimes it be our own fault. Like nowadays, all you see on the news headlines and stuff like that is black men, they robbing, they killing, they doing all type of other stuff. So I feel like we have to do better as young men and, like I say, take accountability for our actions. Yeah, we get prejudged. Yeah, we get mad about it and stuff like that. But it's about what we doing. And like I say, I feel like in today's society, we need more young black men to step up and take the initiative to, change the narrative. And that's what we're doing with our platform, just trying to change the narrative, show people that just because you have dreads, just because you have tattoos, just because you wear nice clothing, that don't mean you're not a good person. And, so I feel like with the platform that we have, we just trying to change the narrative and show people and give other people that's our age motivation and to show them that it's not about what's on the outside, it's about what's inside.
Facts. And prejudging is mostly based off the past. Like a lot of incidents that happened in the past or stuff that you do based off in your past can now come to life now where other people thinking about, oh, he did this or he did that. The whole time that person is trying to change who he is. And just like us, we're trying to change what other people's mindset, other people's mental to really open up and see what's out there besides, oh, they got this going on, they got a car show, they got they got they got food there, they got this, that. Whole time we here trying to give you knowledge. If you sitting on down at home and you watching this, like really just be intrigued and interested in what we got to talk about.
I like what Jared said when he said talked about accountability. I was told this from a person. As a man, you need to know three things: awareness, accountability, and acceptance. So like if you're going out here doing things like the bad things or wrong things, you gotta accept those consequences that come with it and also all the other things, that come with it.
So I was just thinking, man, and I just wanted to ask y'all, do y'all feel like y'all past and y'all childhood define the person that you are today?
Honestly, no, I don't feel like that because back then I was a goofball. I can honestly admit that I did goofball things and I did stuff that probably wasn't me that I probably just look back and be like, nah, I wouldn't do that. So I wouldn't do that now based off what I know and based off what I learned. With your consequences, you learn from things like that. Every loss is a lesson. So when you do things like that, you really learn from it. You really learn from it and you see the good and you see the bad.
Me personally, no. Like I feel like you grow and you change over time. So it's about like what you make out of it. And just like I told myself at 14, just stay curious. So I feel like that what you did in the past, it doesn't define you or it's just like what you make out of it. All they do is just build character, if anything.
Right.
I like to piggyback off of what both of y'all said, like how you said it just builds character and how it passes on the fine you to be a goofball. Growing up, I got put out of school from like kindergarten to 8th grade, dog. And to say that I'm the first person in my family to basically go to college on a full scholarship and be able to like really provide for my family and set milestones for my little brothers and look up at me. I feel like the past will never define you. Like whenever, like I said in the last video, whenever you get the opportunity, you gotta keep the belt on, man. I feel like if you let people judge you off based on your past, that goes back to the prejudging. Also, you let somebody judge you off your past, all you gotta do is show them, bro. Keep your head down and work and just show them, because I thank the Lord every day I'm in this position I'm in, because I know, like, back then, people used to be like, man, this dude not going nowhere. I used to always get told, gonna be in jail or dead. And to say that I'm a full-time college athlete, student athlete, I feel like I'm just in the best predicament I can be in. So, I feel like your past don't define nothing, man. It just make you stronger as a person, as a man.
Facts.
That's so cute.
Facts. That's true though, man. I feel like your past, like, it don't define you. whatever you're going through, and not only like with your past, what you doing bad stuff, but to hit on your childhood thing. Like, I mean, just like if you going through those struggles when you was a child, like anything, a lot of stuff go on that a lot of people don't know about. So I feel like not only the things that you did, but the things that you went through as a child, I feel like it doesn't define you because you always got an opportunity. Every day you wake up, you have an opportunity to better yourself and, be better. By saying past, leave the past in the past. Don't have any regret. Don't keep bringing that with you or what you did in the past because that's not the person that you are, today.
Not for real.
And I feel like them struggles that you went through in your past, that's what makes you into the person that you are today. And like just like I say, and like D say with building character, everything that you went through in your past is going to help you now into your everyday life.
It's all about like with adversity. That's the main thing. Like we talked about that in the last video, just overcoming adversity and the challenges that come with life, just like us, folks.
Facts.
I feel like though, I feel like a lot of people they get judged off their past because they don't know how to deal with their current emotions now. Because I feel like, especially in the black community, we got a lot of childhood trauma. Because you told as a young man, like you aren't supposed to cry, you aren't supposed to show emotion, you aren't supposed to do this and that. So I feel like our community have a lot of like childhood trauma, which makes us be judged off our past, which makes us like refer back to our past when certain situations happen as we get older. Like if something was to happen to you, you're gonna refer back to your past. That's all you know.
And it's hard not to show emotion, bro. Like it's nowadays you going through so much and you learning so much, and so you got to take so much in that it's only right to let it out when moments get tough. Or every time you're right, parents show us like not to cry, not to be this big person, to be this strong person. But at the end of the day, when you let those things out, it's either you feel better or now you just going ahead to the next day. You're going into the next day with your head down and you working for it.
Facts.
1% get better.
Facts. I feel like you need to carry your past on your back. Like what you going through, like let that be your why. Let that be your reason. Like every day when you wake up, I know what I went through in my past, and as a child, just what I don't want to go back to. So that's what you should be thinking about every day, whether it's dealing with sports, whether it's dealing with school, whether it's just dealing with your job. You got to get up every day and be the best version of yourself because you know what you went through in your past and your childhood, and don't let that define you. You can't let it define you. Like, yeah, we're saying we don't think it define you. You can't let it define you. Just because what you went through yesterday, last week, last year, don't be stuck on that. Keep on pushing. Keep on chopping. You can't stay stuck on the same thing. I was always told, it's no such thing as being the same person, the same you. It's either you getting better or you getting worse. So you can't stay stuck on that same period in your life. You have to move on and overcome it.
And make sure you manifest and set goals. Like set goals that you want to achieve in life, and that's just gonna help better you as a person.
Thanks.
I feel like in today's society, when we cut on the TV or when we scrolling on our phone, most of the violence, most of the killing is amongst our age group from 18 to 25. I feel like back in the days, or like not really back in the days, but a few years before this, most of the time the case of, death and stuff like that would be with the elderly group and stuff like that. Now when you look, it's our age group. And I feel like a lot of this come from social media beef, rap beef, things of that nature. So how do y'all feel about the violence and the crimes, the killing that's going on in our age group? And what do you think it comes from?
Majority of it be hating. Like we in Louisiana, bunch of crabs in the bucket, everybody hating on each other. And then it's like, if you see this person having success, instead of you just asking them like how they do it, how can you learn from it? You just hating on them. You want to see them dead or something. And then it's crazy, like with sports, bro. Like Louisiana, we really the best at everything, but it's just like we envy each other so much and don't want to see each other succeed. It's just crazy. Like that's all it be, just hating and don't want to, take the back seat and just learn from somebody, but you want to see them dead or something. Like it's just crazy to me.
Facts. That's true, and I agree with that. It's hatred. It's hatred out here, and it sucks. It sucks that we gotta hate on each other instead of learning and gaining knowledge from it. Like you said, sitting in the back seat and just asking that person, "Oh, how you was able to do this? Or how you end up doing this? Or where you get this from? Like, put me on. Like, it's supposed to be us really gaining from each other. Like us feeding off each other. You level 1, I'm level 2. You level 3, I'm level 4. Like everybody's supposed to gain from something, and everybody's supposed to gain from what you learning. Instead of putting that person on, you putting him down. That ain't what up.
I feel like a lot of the hate come from also a lot of people not having role models in their life. like it's hard to look up to somebody and be able to be vulnerable enough to ask somebody questions and understand why they do the things they do if you don't have nobody to look up to in life and teach you those aspects as growing up as a kid. So I feel like that's why a lot of reasons people hating, and also people feel like you don't understand them just because of what they do. That goes back to the stuff earlier about the prejudging and all that. I feel like people hate on you because they feel like they deserve to have what you have just because they're going through a struggle, which also goes back to that's why you have to keep your head down and keep working. So I feel like a lot of the hate just come from emotional hate. It's more like emotional. They don't understand how to control their emotions. They don't understand how to be vulnerable as a human and be able to take constructive criticism and be able to take, points and tips for people that already made it. So that's another thing.
Facts. I feel like most of the hate and really the violence, it comes from one man don't want to see the next man doing better than them. So it's like it's kind of like an envy thing. Like what D was saying, Louisiana as a whole with sports, with rap, everything. I feel like we the most talented state, like hands down. But it's so many people like I say, all competition don't have to be bad competition. Like you could compete. That's if it's with your brothers, another rapper, whoever you competing with, same way at your position. Just because you competing with them, don't mean it have to turn into something more than what it is. Compete, learn from that, build from that. It's so much talent in Louisiana. It shouldn't be no reason why we shouldn't be one of the biggest states, not only for what we known for, but just doing better. Like when you see people, everybody want to, you know, branch out from Louisiana. People want to go to Atlanta and Texas and stuff like that. Why we can't, do the same thing? We had a talent and stuff like that. And I feel like just, being young and stuff like that, what we was talking about earlier with the prejudging situation. A lot of the crime and with getting arrested and stuff that's going on nowadays, people don't ask people like what they really going through. Like everything that you're doing, you acting out of emotions. It's a reason for every action. If you killing somebody, if you hating on somebody, it's a certain reason for you doing that. You're not doing that for no reason. So I feel like it's something within that people have to ask these questions, like, what's going on and stuff like that in their life that's making them do these things.
Yeah, everybody just need a sit down partner to talk to. Like having that person to talk to, just like we talk to y'all, is always a good thing to have, bro. Like, and it's never a problem when y'all could go to that person. Y'all have that one person in y'all life, and then y'all could go to and be like, "Oh, well, this happened today. I don't feel like I'm able to do this. I don't like how I'm doing this," and that person could give you advice. Once y'all feed off each other instead of hating on each other, that's when things get positive. Because at one point in time, like you said, it was people older people dying just because the age of old age, and that's the only way people. That's the only way I want to see people go, if that makes sense. And I don't mean it like that, but that's the only way I want to see positive. If older age people are dying, but damn, that shit sounded so bad, honestly. But if people dying from older age, and honestly, I think that's the best type of death, because I don't want nobody being murdered. I don't want nobody being stabbed. I don't want nobody being robbed. I don't want nobody being beat. If we want to be something, we want to be be people at something that we're better than them at, and that's rapping. Like we got Kevin Gates, BBAJ, Boosie, Lil Wayne, Young Boy. We talented.
So many people.
Right, we talented. We talented at what we do, and we good at what we do. And we got people like Odell Beckham, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, everybody that played sports and that's really prevalent at what they do. We successful. So why stop they shine?
Bro, like he said, like John said, bro, like we talked in the last video, get help. Like you don't want to hold stuff in and then you end up acting out emotion and now you go do something that'll change your life forever. You holding this stuff in and then something happened and then you just go kill this person. Now you in jail behind bars for something you could have, expressed yourself and got the help to help you succeed.
Facts. I feel like also today's society, like we look at like the money. I feel like money is a big like money is the root of all evil. And that's that's very true. And I feel like people try to get fast money nowadays. Like it's not like an honest. No money be honest nowadays. I feel like everybody try to get fast money.
Trust the process.
And I feel like people doing it the wrong way, and then it's like you growing up with a dude and you see him getting all this, and y'all grew up the same way. So like you might think like, man, I want to do what he doing, but I don't want to ask him because I don't want to seem like I'm. That's another thing. People be scared to ask because they scared of people the D-riding opinion, which I feel like you asking your brother for help or you asking somebody that you look up to for help is not, you know what I'm saying, me riding. That's just you trying to get an honest opinion, as you trying to get an expert opinion so you can build your brand, so you can build your self-esteem and you can build your mental. That's another thing I feel like a lot of people in society struggle with nowadays, especially our generation. They feel like asking somebody to help or supporting somebody as necessarily meat riding, which is stupid to me. Cause like that's not meat riding. That's just being a supportive friend. Because when you make it, you gonna want somebody to support you. So why not give in to what you want to give out?
Facts.
It's a difference between competitive and envious. Like when I was growing up, I see somebody that I want to be like. It wasn't that I wanted to take them out, or I wanted to take their place. It was kind of like a setting a goal, setting a standard, like a role model. Like when I was younger, when I seen people had nice cars and stuff like that, I always say, when I grow up, I'm gonna work to get that. I want to do this, I want to do that. Like compete. Like don't be, afraid. Don't feel like you less than a person. And because you can have those friends and stuff like that. Like, don't be like what Mom was saying. Don't be considering this D riding or anything like that. Like, nah, bro. Because when my brothers make it, I feel like I made it. So like that's the same way. I feel good just to be a part of that journey. So when Mom make it to the NFL, it's gonna feel like we all made it because we know that we helped him along the way and the work that it took for him to get there. So even though we not there physically, we still there because we helping him and we know how much work that it took for him to get to that point.
We witnessed it. We really saw it. And that's a great thing. Knowing we know now as young men and young black men at that, who are some people that y'all really looked up to or wanted to be under their wing as y'all grew up?
For me, I can say like my uncle and my cousin, like just seeing like the success that they have, like with their families and things like that, and really just learning how to be a better man. Like I never had a father in my life, so my uncle, he was with me throughout my childhood, just grooming me, and then my cousin, just like with the business side of life, and also like the obstacles are coming, like we're just trying to achieve to get to the next level. Like I never seen nobody in my family like go to college and stuff like that. So I have them to groom me and to like help me throughout the process. So I really look up to them right now.
I think I say also I say my uncle. I have a lot of father figures. I feel like a lot of coaches that I came across growing up in school that kept my head on straight and kept me on a good path was also like some mentors I looked up to. I think one of my biggest mentors in my last couple of years of like life in general is probably my step pops, Cheese. So like I think Cheese taught me a lot. Even though he hadn't been here my whole life, when he did come in, he made an impact. He told me right from wrong. He showed me things I never knew, and so I'm just grateful for that in general.
Yeah, and people, why it's more than one. I'm gonna say that right now, out of my family, it had to be Coach Charles Savage when I was with the Seahawks. He gave me a mentality and he raised me like not only as a child on the field, but off the field. He gave me a mentality to what I had to go through and how to attack things. As a kid, like at 5, 6 years old, he telling me, "Oh, I can't quit, or I can't do this, or you don't supposed to do this and you don't supposed to do that." He punished me for it. So those consequences made me realize that, oh, I got to get right, or I got to do this. But also, I would say my inner family, my mom and my two sisters, knowing they hustle and they grind, knowing they didn't accomplish what they reached out for as plan A, they never gave up on it. They had a plan B and they attacked it right away. And now they doing good for themselves. And I really love to see that.
Facts. Man, my mom, like, that's somebody who I could look at as a role model, like a mentor for me. Her playing that part, being a single mom, not having a father figure. And she made a way and still making a way for me and my little brother, raising us on our own. And just seeing her work multiple jobs, get up, not once complain no matter what she going through. Like, that's something that stuck with me. Just want to be a better version of myself for her, and just seeing if a woman could do it, I know I could do it. And that's something, that really stuck with me and still stick with me to this day. So shout out to her. And another person is Coach Harris from Scotlandville Middle. Like, a person that I talk to, like, still to this day, no matter what I got going on, if it's relationship, sports, like having to make decisions or things in that nature, like he always willing to help me. I could call him at 2 a.m. Like, we always running, chopping it up about sports and things of that nature. So, man, shout out to him. And I feel like, if you don't have a role model in your life or somebody you look up to, I mean, you really should, because not saying you can't do everything on your own, but it takes a lot, to groom you and to shape you into the person that you are. So I feel like, that's very important to acknowledge those people. Going through your everyday life, I feel like you face so many temptations and it's hard to stay on course. But I feel like, man, the biggest thing is you gotta protect the brand. You got to. It's bigger than just you. The name on the back of your jersey, your family legacy, whatever organization that you're a part of is bigger than just you. You gotta protect the brand at all times and at all costs.
So when I was in high school, my coach used to always tell me, he was like, once it's over with, like it's over with. So you gotta represent what's on your chest. So he had the S on our chest, and then he was like, it mean like it's legacy behind like what the people before me, like all the things they accomplished. So then one thing I noticed, like once it was over with, like all the memories I had, and then just looking at it, I was like, dang, like you really have to represent who you stand for, and then your people too, because like anything that happened, uh, bad or good, like they go look at your last name or what's on your back. So I really feel like you need to protect the brand and also just protect who you is as a person and just stand on like what you know.
Facts, because growing up, I was raised in a household of never quitting. Never quitting stood tall on me, and it's still a player factor to this day. Some days I be wanting to give it up, but knowing that my mom and my sisters always find ways to get it done, they really installed that into me. So knowing that they got that motive to, I'm never gonna quit, especially my sisters, bro. They some real life hustlers, and at the end of the day, they go find a way to get it done. My mom is also. She put that in them. They put that in me, and it's basically like a transition thing. We all doing it and we all got it. So I just pray that I raise my little one and he had the same motive.
For protecting the brand. So like a couple weeks ago, we started summer workouts and we did like this Navy SEALs program, and they made us come up with affirmations that we tell ourselves every day. And one of my affirmations, matter of fact, my first affirmation is I will not jeopardize the brand, which is like basically my family name, my mom, my legacy, and just my career in general. So like not jeopardizing the brand can mean a lot of things, whatever you want to mean to you. But I feel like me just holding up my mama, like respecting my mama as a whole, no matter where I go, respecting my family as a whole, is me protecting my brand. So that's just how I feel about that.
All right.
Whatever you do is go come to the light. It's bigger than just you. Like how I was growing up, before you ever do something, even in the schoolhouse, when you doing something, somebody always asks you, "Oh, you such and such boy, you such and such grandson, you such and such, nephew." So I feel like with protecting the brand, that's what comes with it. Like it's bigger than just you, and people go notice you no matter where you at. So whatever you doing in the dark, it's gonna come to the light. No matter if you think nobody's seeing, somebody's always watching, and that's just with us as a team protecting the brand. Faux solo, whatever one of us do outside, you know, it's faux solo. It's bigger than just us. When somebody see us, they like, oh, now it's just not Milligan. It's not just D. It's faux solo. That's how they see us as individuals. So we have to protect the brand at all costs going through our life.
All right. For solo, it's a family, man. So like he said, like anything we do, it come with a consequence. So if we do something bad, anybody do something bad, like it's all gonna fall back on us. So we gotta be aware of what we do, and then if we do something bad, just accept the consequences, accept the consequences of it. Yeah. So we just gotta make sure we protect the brand that's on the back of our jersey, shirt, whatever.
Facts. And Fo Solo might just be a cool little acronym to y'all, but to us it's deeper than that. Fo Solo, when we say stepping over life obstacles, even the adversity, we stepping over it. Even the hard times, we stepping over it. Even the mental errors, we stepping over it. It's just everything that we do, we gotta step over it. And we not only say in life, we also say in mental states too. Because when we do step over things like that, it's not just for the meantime, it's for the whole time. So we got to get that out of our heads with the adversity. Or it's just one day. Or we all have our bad days. We all have our good days. But every day ain't gonna go your way. You just gotta pray and keep your head down.
Long story short, man, first solo, we just stepping on everything that come our way, man. It's really like a lifestyle of us, but it's like real life of brotherhood, and we just trying to bring y'all along on the journey, man. So you gotta protect your brand, whatever it is, your group of friends, man. Hey, instill that into them today. Like, man, I need to listen to this first solo podcast. They talking some real, man. Be the difference maker in your friend group. Be the one that set the example. You can be a leader no matter how you feel about yourself or what you think, no matter who you is. Anybody can be a leader, man. Leader don't have no characteristic to it. Leaders don't have no name to it. It's whatever you want to make it. So just be different.
Facts. It's bigger than you, man. Don't be selfish, bro. Thank y'all for watching the video, man.
Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications.
And make sure y'all follow us on all our social media platforms on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.
Hey, man, for solo out, man. Peace.